Deputy Registrar of the Supreme Court, Marshal of the Superior Court, and other distinguished guests. It is my utmost pleasure and privilege to address this distinguished gathering on this monumentous day that remark the radical and progressive transformation in the justice sector of Sri Lanka. As we reflect on the evolution of our systems, we recognize the significant journey we have gone through from barter system where goods were exchanged to meet human needs to an era where electronic cards revolutionize the way we conduct payments. Actually, now we are in a different era where we do our payments even without having any physical form, at least a plastic card. The Supreme Court of Sri Lanka, which I always consider as the model court of the judiciary, has already embarked on a comprehensive digitalization journey. As a part of this transformation, we have begun providing access to journal entries, orders, judgments, and case status through our new official website. I'm proud to announce that under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Chief Justice, these facilities will be significantly enhanced in upcoming months with the launch of fully fledged website offering remote access to litigants, lawyers, and other stakeholders. It brings to me a great satisfaction to note that the GovPay initiative has been successfully integrated into that broader digitalization effort. I'm confident that this platform will serve as a robust foundation for the Supreme Court, enabling litigants, stakeholders to do their payments without having any hassle. As I emphasized before, this initiative will serve as a blueprint to all courts across the island, because the ultimate goal must be enabling the judiciary to build a unified digitalized platform that can cater to the general public and enhance the access to the justice. I take this opportunity to thank and emphasize my gratitude towards the Honorable Chief Justice, Her Ladyship, Justice Murdu Fernando, for her ladyship's visionary leadership that creates a culture value new innovations. Furthermore, I thank the officers of Lanka Pay and GovPay and the Supreme Court for their prompt and dedicated development of this platform. Further, I look forward to your continued collaboration as we move forward on this transformative journey. Thank you.
Welcome all of you to this, I would call it a historic event. Almost to the day, 30 years ago, 11th of May 1995, Sri Lanka joined the internet. As an engineer who was actually responsible for connecting Sri Lanka to the internet, I'm extremely honored that I'm here today, where the historic occasion of Supreme Court enabling digital payments using the internet technology and enabling that service to not only the lawyers but also the citizens of this country. And as a country, I think even though a lot of people tend to say negative things, I think on a digital landscape, we have done a great significant amount of work, I think especially in the legal framework. I'm glad one of the architects of the Electronic Transactions Act and also who played a key part of the setting of the Payments and Settlement Systems Act, so Jan Fernando is in the audience, and actually these are the two acts which are really governing this transformation. Payments and Settlement Systems Act governs the financial sector transaction, and ETA or Electronic Transaction Act governs the rest of the legislative framework required for this to be valid. And with those two, I think that we have probably one of the best legal frameworks, even when compared to most other countries in the region. We have the legal framework in place. We have been having that for some time, but I think now only we are really getting our act together to use those legislations to provide those digitally enabled services to citizens. So as part of a central bank, our organization, which is actually sort of a unique organization, which is a semi-government organization, I would say, but fully under the control of the central bank. We actually facilitate all the national payment initiatives and enable payments digitally to many sectors of the country. And today, I think the Supreme Court, being the highest court, coming onto this platform is a significant step forward, I think, in this country. So one of the things that we did was we actually had, in order for us to solve this issue, because Sri Lanka, even though we have moved forward significantly on the digital payment landscape, we are still, if you look at the usage of cash, we are still very high. So as per the central bank latest payments bulletin, we still have 1.3 trillion rupees of cash in circulation. And one aspect of the inefficiencies of using cash, the second aspect of the ill wills or the fraudulent activities that happens when people are using cash. I think when you move digital, hopefully all this will go away. At least it will keep a record. Even if somebody creates fraud, the person will get caught because there's a digital record of the transaction. I think both sides, it's a tremendous progress that we have made. So one of the things that we saw over the last 10 or 15 years or so with central bank, I think we have been driving digital transformation, especially in the private sector and the commercial area, especially the banks and financial sector. But what we felt was there's a huge vacuum in the government sector, where a majority, if not all, of the transactions were cash-based. And the first step we took was actually in 2018, we enabled Customs, Department of Customs, because actually government had 3 departments which were bringing in 85% of the revenue, which was Customs, Inland Revenue, and Excise Department. So the first job for us to bring Customs and Inland Revenue on board. In that sense, we have also brought other departments like BOI, Ports, SLSI, and 8 other departments, Department of Commerce and all that. But then what we saw was actually there are so many, probably 90% of the departments, they don't have any system, any technology system. So in the previous ones, Customs, Inland Revenue, all these systems, they had systems. Customs has Asikuda, Inland Revenue has Ramis, technology systems backend. Whereas most of the other departments don't have systems. I mean, even if they want to get a payment, they just use a PC, just a small software, print an invoice and send it and get a manual payment. So how do you automate that? Which was the challenge. But then what we felt was, actually what we really need to do is to facilitate a digital payment and make sure that the payment goes to that department and provide a valid electronic receipt to the payee, as well as provide electronic proof to the department that receives a payment. Then that concludes the transaction. You don't really need a back-end system to facilitate this. So that's when we launched GovPay with the support of the ICT Agency and Digital Economy Ministry to bring these 90+% of the other departments which do not have any systems also to accept digital payments. New portals, nothing. Whatever the apps, portals, internet banking facilities the customers are using, we just want to provide this as a service, and they should be using the same service just like they are paying a water bill or electricity bill or some other bill. They should be able to make government payment. So that is where we brought this GovPay as a service to any of those apps that are already there and people are using, and they can now pay any of those departments. Now I think we launched this with the participation of His Excellency the President in February. At that time we had only 16 departments. Now I think we have almost 35 departments on board. I guess latest is the Supreme Court coming on board. Our target is to actually drive this up to 50 within the next month and a half. Then at least we have significant amount of digital payments happening into government. And I'm happy to note that last calendar year, 2024, our system facilitated nearly 2 trillion rupees of worth of government revenue collection through this system, Inland Revenue, Customs and other departments. But now with GovPay coming on board, I think the most popular feature is paying traffic fines, which has been enabled as a pilot project from Kurunagala to Dambulla route. We have 12 police stations and 3 highway points. We are seeing already up to this month, more than 100 fines have been paid using that system based on the pilot. But once we roll it out island-wide, I think some of these, and also by doing so, a lot of malpractices that happen, I don't want to name those malpractices, hopefully will go away, and the government would be able to collect the legitimate revenue that must come to the government as a legit source. So I think these are main objectives of us, and we are extremely happy. I would like to sincerely thank the ladyship, Honorable Murthy Fernando, Chief Justice, for taking this initiative, because judicial system must be digitized. And I think if we do that only, we would make things efficient, as well as also, I would say, tamper-proof, if I may put it that way. And if we can do that to judicial systems, others will follow. So I think it's a great step, historic step. Thank you once again for providing us this opportunity, and we will work with you closely to make sure that everybody now starts paying using GovPay. Thank you very much.
Mr. Jayanta Fernando, Global Legal Advisor for Lanka Pay. Officials from GovPay, Lanka Pay, Central Bank of Sri Lanka and ICTA, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I hope I have not missed out on any. Yes. It gives me great pleasure and honor to be present here today for the official launch of the online platform GovPay for the operations of the Supreme Court. This event marks an important milestone in our journey towards a more accessible, technology-enabled judiciary. By embracing the digital platform GovPay, we are not improving efficiency and transparency alone, but also enhancing public trust and ease of access to all stakeholders of the judicial system. This online payment and acceptance portal, I'm sure, will provide a hassle-free and a user-free, 24/7 convenient, efficient, secure and transparent system, accessible from all parts of the globe to each and every one of us. Digitalization of our courts system is long overdue. It is necessary and essential for the advancement of our legal system. In order to be ready for the enhancement and advancement which we are called upon to follow, many projects have been launched, and I am certain this digital platform will eliminate physical cash transactions, long queues, filling of forms, and other archaic systems that we have been used during the last 200 years. As you know, the Supreme Court will be celebrating 225 years next year. I'm equally confident the online platform will also erase another cancer, corruption, that is slowly but steadily destructing our society and our systems, and will bring us to a corruption-free society before long. I'm informed that this platform will permit not only payment of brief fees and other related payments of litigants and the legal professionals, but also obtaining certification of affidavits for students and general public who require such services real time. I take this opportunity to thank Lanka Pay, GovPay, the think tanks behind all these providers, for your services for GovPay to take off the ground at the Supreme Court. At this juncture, I would wish to refer to the comments made by the CEO of Lanka Pay when he said that it was 25 years back, 30 years back, that the digital platform was kind of open to Sri Lanka. I remember in 1996, that was just after that, for the first time, when I was in London, I happened to access these platforms, and it was like magic. And it was, I can remember, that was the time of the World Cup when Sri Lanka won the finals. And it was like magic at that time. But today, at the press of a button, all this information, all this material, everything can be accessed, we have access to all these matters. And also I remember, I think even our officials, our clerks, our officials in this department of the Supreme Court are also online, do many online purchases. So for these people, actually online is nothing new. It's just that when you go to a government place, that you have to fill a form, a request form, and then another form with 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 copies. And then you have to, now you don't have that, at least that carbon copies where you keep those 3 or 4 or 5 carbon copies and the pink form or whatever. I don't think you keep that. But then you have to fill those forms and then stand in a long queue, sometimes to pay only 60 rupees, which is the charge that we take to certify an affidavit. So we have come a long distance from that time, and now we are into real time of doing things. If we can in our personal lives do our purchases online, do our payments online, pay our electricity bills, utility bills online, then paying the legal fees, the costs, the money for the certification, I suppose will be easy on this platform. So once again, on behalf of the Supreme Court, I wish to thank Lanka Pay and GovPay officials to providing us the assistance to take off this portal from the Supreme Court. I will fail in my duty if I do not acknowledge the good work done by the Supreme Court Registry in organizing these functions and also doing the paperwork and handling the pre-negotiations of launching the GovPay. I especially want to thank the Supreme Court Registry officials, especially Mrs. Udumbara Disanayaka, our Deputy Registrar, and Mr. Aravinda Gunaratna, our Registrar, for their untiring efforts to launch GovPay, the digital platform. At this juncture, I also wish to record that our Supreme Court website too has access to public to view journal entries and all other information that is required. They do not have to walk into the Supreme Court and ask for the dockets and look at the dockets, go over page by page and find. Now, at a press of a button, they can obtain this information. The trial version is presently on, and the fully functioning website will be launched within the next few weeks. So in concluding, I wish to state the launch of this platform will be a significant event in the Supreme Court 225 years history and will be a turning point in our evolving landscape. I wish the GovPay all the very best and success in this new venture. Thank you.
We launched the GovPay. For that, I invite Honorable Chief Justice Madam, Secretary Mr. Varuna Sridhanapala, and Registrar of Supreme Court, Mr. Aravinda.
Is shown with the details, so you can save it as a PDF or you can print it out. That will be on the electronic transaction, valid receipt for payment. Whereas the department, you have a port. And this agreement is basically a requirement of central bank.
Lifetraveler channel.